going on, guys? My name is D'Artagnan Sellers. This is my YouTube channel. Just kind of wanted to do a quick introduction. Sure some of you guys may have seen my shorts here and there, but I just wanted to do an introduction to kind of show, my guns, a little bit about myself, my EDC, all that kind of stuff. And so, let's get into it. So my name is D'Artagnan Sellers, as I said. I'm an engineer, do a little part-time bowling, and hopefully soon part-time armor, and go over my EDC setup here. So my EDC gun currently, and used to be competition gun up until yesterday, is a Glock 19X. This is kind of just my gun that I've had for about a year and a half. I've put probably about 15 to 20,000 rounds through this thing. I've ran a lot. Used to run a ramjet on here, but sold that to buy more ammo.
You're a victim.
Currently run a Glock performance trigger with a Johnny Glock trigger shoe, so it's a very short trigger pull, very nice, and then also a very nice little reset there. And so I run a Trijicon RMR HD. It's a good optic. I mean, I probably would have went for something else in the hindsight, but it is great. I mean, I love this Chiral Defense backstrap. This thing I got recently. Kind of just helps that gun sit a little bit more snug in the hand, give you a little bit more of a index point, if so to speak. And then I just got a Glock, just OEM magwell that I got on Glock store for like $24. And then for the most part, I mean, this thing is back to stock for in general. I did love having the Radian 15-pound compressor spring in. That thing was very trying to give it a little extra softness to it, especially as far as shooting it. And then for my ammo, I do run a obviously Glock 19X mag with a Tyrant CNC +6 space plate, so it does hold 23 rounds. And then I run the 147 grain Federal HST. We did a little bit of ballistics testing on these, and they did quite a punch. I actually have a sample that I was able to capture in a piece of ballistics gel. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but they did perform very well, and so that's been my carry ammo ever since. I do sometimes run it with a TLR1, but depends on the time of day, because I have two different holsters. I will sometimes run it with and sometimes without a light. And then my EDC knife, which I just carry around all the time, is my Benchmade carbon fiber mini bug out. It's a nice knife. I mean, it's super light. It's only 1.9 ounces. It's very high grade steel, cuts virtually anything that I need to be cut, and so gets the job done. Now let's move on to competition. As I said, I used to run the Glock for competition up until 2 days ago, when I recently purchased a CZ Shadow 2. This is got a Cajun barrel in it, Cajun trigger job, 507 comp. I mean, just look at that double action trigger. Very, very smooth. And then the single action is obviously very nice as well. I mean, I believe the single action was a 1.9 pound pull when we did.
I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon?
The testing, and then the double action was around 4.8, I think it was, 5 pounds-ish. Decent pull. I didn't want to go too low because I didn't want it to be not, extremely undrop safe, if that makes sense. But then also for my belt setup, I like to run, well, everything so far is very cheap. I do have a double alpha Lynx belt coming in the mail very soon, but for now I do have this Amazon just belt that I was able to pick up. Very something simple. And then I did have a Ghost Hydra P for my Glock. I still have it, and I loved it, so I got one for my CZ Shadow 2. That's kind of what I've been dry firing with for the past, day and a half. Then for competition ammo, I just used some standard Winchester 124 grain, hoping to eventually get an ammo contract so I can get some nicer competition grade 124 grain. But for now, we'll stick with the box. I mean, stick to the basics. Now, rifle. Now, don't judge me. I'm not rich. So we have here just a basic arrow lower build.
Hey y'all, come look at this.
BCM upper, Geisley buffer system, Radian Raptor SD charging handle, Radian 45 degree selector, Geisley, what is this? The Geisley SSAE trigger, and then a poor man's light ASR mount because I do run a can currently on my 300 blackout, but it's just a 30 cal can that I'll run on occasion. But it's one of those setups where it's like it just gets the job done. Do have a Vortex Huey on a Unity riser, and as I said, man, I mean, this thing has yet to ever fail me, and you know, it's there when I need it. Eventually I do plan on doing a better rifle setup, but for now I just gotta, stick with what I got. For my home defense gun, which technically not my home defense gun right this second, but I end up selling my EOTech to buy more ammo for my pistol because I've been running pistol extremely hard. I'm probably at, if I had to guess, about 15,000 rounds just within the last like 4 or 5 months. I mean, I'm going pistol heavy, at least a couple thousand, like maybe a little over 1,000 a week. But 300 blackout, this is my poor man's 300 blackout. As I said, my home defense gun, so I don't want anything too crazy since, most likely will not be eating it back. So this is a Palmetto State lower, can't remember what upper this was, but 45 degree selector, Geisley SSP trigger, very, very smooth pull, honey badger stock. This is the Geisley supercharging handle, and then the 300 or the 30 cal Omega 300 can, which as I said, I do run ASR mount on here, so I can swap that off. Just a quick little turn, and I will, this is very small boy, but then I will also run this on my AR as well on occasion. It just depends on the day, how I feel. But yeah, I'll add some footage of that 300 blackout. It is extremely quiet. I want to say it's virtually 22 suppressed quiet, but this also shoots well. I think the can does add a lot of stability. The brake on the can does add a lot of like a recoil control, so to speak. Now for camera, I'm currently using the camera, but it's a Insta Go 3S, Insta 360 Go 3S.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That is so far my favorite camera. I mean, it's nice that I can use it as a GoPro, use it just for filming YouTube, or if I'm filming POV shots at the range or at competition. It also gives me a lot of perspective, if that makes sense. And so yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. This is very, very choppy, very, very just putting it out there. Introduction video. Obviously, video qualities are going to get a lot better going forward, but for now, I mean, this is what we got. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you next time.